got a pretty cool day today, a little bit unexpected. A local landowner, a friend of mine and my friend Hugh, who I don't think you've met yet, has given us permission to dig out a mine on the land. So we're off there today. Al's at work, unfortunately, but Hugh and I are going to try and dig this mine open and check it out. So come along with us and see what we can find.
There is a buzzing.
So this is the adit, where it was rather. This is what we're going to be digging open today. Gorgeous smell here from all the gorse bushes. So that's Hugh. Ready to go?
YouTubers.
Ready to go then?
There's a critter here.
Is there?
We need to film this critter.
Let's have a look. Oh yes, there he is. A critter of unknown specification. So there we go. Let's see what we find. We made it. Here we go. There's the adit. There's the mine. So we're just gonna have to open up a big enough hole to get in now. It's looking good. Here it is. I'm making it a bit bigger, bit by bit. There's an old gate been put across it, and we've got a nice big fresh air blast coming out of it. So that's a good sign. It probably connects to a shaft. There's a big shaft up on the hill above us. So the fact that we've got air blowing out of here, a nice draft, suggests that it's going to connect to that shaft, and we've got sort of air circulation going through.
The old plans show that it does connect with the shaft.
Oh good, excellent. There we go then. Proof. It's Hugh's turn to work now. He's over there digging away. We've got some nice big quartz boulders here. Have a look at this. Very nice quartz. Tumblers, as they're known as, which are sort of pieces of bedrock, in this case mineralized bedrock, which have detached themselves from the bedrock thousands of years ago and kind of rolled down the hillside through erosion processes. Quartz breccia, so we've got small pieces of non-mineralized rock, country rock as it's called, just the grey stuff, with like small smashed up pebbles within the quartz, and that's known as quartz breccia. B-R-E-C-C-I-A. So that's our bit of geology for the day. Let's get back to the dig.
No bad language.
No bad language.
Absolutely not.
I'm not actually listening half the time.
Oh my goodness me!
Beg your pardon?
Oh my giddy aunt! This is extraordinarily wet.
Is it really?
Right. Okay, I'm in.
Good. Okay, I'll follow you. We got a bit of a chamber. Oh wow.
What?
This looks like a small, probably a small underground stone quarry for the mine buildings outside the entrance.
That's probably exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah. So they've been mining out the stone in here to build some of the old mine buildings outside. So that's why we've got a bit of a chamber. Keeping an eye on the floor, making sure that there's no holes going down. Lots of floating rubbish in here years ago that's washed down the shaft further inside.
While we're in the water, once we're out in the water, you know, it's not so bad. In the water, there's always this door.
It's a nice, spacious adit that we've got here. It was driven in about the 1860s or 1870s. It was a relatively recent mine to this area. Lots of older mines around it, but this one in particular was slightly more recent. 1860s, 1870s is what we can call recent around here. Yeah, nice shot hole right there. Sort of triangular, a little bit triangular. Reason being, the miners used long iron hand drills called borers, and they would turn them about 60 degrees with every hammer blow. Thus, the hole would be kind of roughly triangular or circular in shape. Still going. It's iron straps here. Oh, and here's the shaft.
That's right. So, now we want to be a bit careful here. So, yeah, so it's locked.
Yeah. Completely
Still
blocked.
air, enough air going through.
Yeah. Lots of stuff there. Anyway, the adit carries on that way, so we'll go that way. There's an amazing quartz vein in the roof, look at that. Beautiful lode running along there in the roof of the stope.
Lovely lode.
Yeah.
And also behind you.
Yeah, running off that way, yeah.
And here we have a...
Oh yeah, a niche for a timber. So this would have been a stull or a working platform. There's another one there for the miners to stand on at about this height. There's another niche over there. As they were working away at this roof, and the higher they go, the more of these stalls they had to put in with ladders going up to them, and they'd follow that vein all the way up. And evidently all the way down as well. That's all flooded there now. What was that?
No, it's me.
Oh. Lots of weird noises in this mine. So I've come beyond the stope. The crosscut level carries on, but it's been backfilled. See all this stuff on the floor. So obviously the stope back there on the main lode has been worked later, and they've chucked all the rubbish in here because this was presumably unsuccessful and didn't find anything. I think I can see the end up there. We'll just go double check. But I don't think there's any more lodes in this adit in this mine. Nice clear water though. So Hugh came in here, as you've probably gathered, many years ago. It's a shovel, miner's shovel right there in the water. So he came in here about 20 or 30 years ago, and they had to dig it out then, and the entrance was blocked up again afterwards. So he's the only other guy who's been in here since the mine closed, presumably, because the landowner likes to keep it inaccessible. So it's kind of a lost mine that we've just had the pleasure of seeing again. A tiny little stringer right there, see there? Tiny little useless veined clay joint. I think that's the end. They've explored, the miners have gone quite far north of the main, but there we go, that's the end. So this here on the floor is the pile of rubble which came from the last blast, and they just didn't bother clearing it up because they were told, okay, we're not going to go any further that way. So that was it. This is the stuff that was broken. About 1898 the mine was last abandoned, so this pile of rock was probably blasted into this where it is now in about 1898, and then the mine was abandoned for the last time. So let's get back. We've got one more passage to explore. Here we go, a miner's candle. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Look at that, with the wick still there on the wall.
Brilliant.
Made out of tallow, sheep fat most likely, and it's got a nice big wick on the top there. So, well over 100 years old. And it's still... Oh, and there's another one, look. There's another one right here. Wow, that's nice. 2 candles. 2 nice miner's candles right there.
Not
Really nice climbing chain there, look at that. So the miners would have climbed up this to get onto another stull, which would have been across this stope at about this height, and they would have climbed up on there. Wow, and it's just hanging there. 120, 150 years on, and that chain is still hanging right there.
brilliant.
And there's that big quartz lode. Oh, I've fallen backwards. There's that big quartz lode coming down there. I think it carries on again. This is brilliant. Could be a false floor under there. It's not very clear. Could be.
Yeah, a bit wary, definitely. What goes up can also go down.
Yeah, what comes up goes also go. That's a good rule with mine exploring. What goes up must go down. And it carries on again. This mine goes on forever.
And this is where I say, oh my God, it's blocked. We can't get out.
Nice try.
Right. Where's my bubble?
So, that's it. That's it for this mine. We're gonna go back out and eventually, and we're going to block it back up again, like the landowner said. So very thankful for him for letting us come in here and explore, and we've completed everything that was to be seen. So all good. So until next time, ciao for now.